Worried by the 502 cases of gender-based violence (GBV) recorded in Ogun State this year, the Ogun State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Adijat Adeleye, and other stakeholders have called for strong action against the menace. Adeleye said the figure underscores the alarming and deepening crises affecting women, girls, and vulnerable persons. She disclosed this during an interview shortly after an advocacy walk held in Abeokuta in commemoration of the year 2025 16 Days of Activism Against GBV. She described the figure as deeply troubling, stressing that they capture only the portion of cases that reach government channels, as many women and children remain silent out of fear, stigma, or social pressure. Speaking on the GS team Unite to End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls, Adeleye warned technology has created a new frontier for abuse, allowing perpetrators to target victims remotely and anonymously, explaining that growing digital exposure of young people has left many vulnerable to online grooming, extortion, and emotional manipulation. The commissioner advocated for bold legal reforms to better support survivors, safe terminations, options for rape and incest survivors, and pressed for rape to be formally classified as a non-bailable offense, arguing that granting bail often exposes survivors to intimidation and derails investigations. Adeleye also urged parents, teachers, digital platforms, and community leaders to take greater responsibility for safeguarding children, addressing online risks, while encouraging the male folks to act as allies in challenging harmful norms and supporting a violence-free society, noting that GBV prevention requires collective efforts.
120 cases were recorded at our sexual assault referral centers, while others were reported through our area offices and partner organizations. These cases cut across sexual violence, domestic abuse, child abuse, digital abuse, intimate partner violence, incest, child neglect, and physical assault. So far, 28 cases have been formally charged to court, with many others already progressing through advanced stages of prosecution. Several cases of child neglect and domestic violence have been successfully mediated, while others remain under investigation or are receiving psychosocial, legal, or shelter support. The ministry plays the role of mediation when cases are brought and they are not cases that are too deep. We tend to mediate. We try to reconcile homes. We try to reconcile families, because if all cases has to get to the courts, then we might not even have time to do other things.
Speaking after an early morning advocacy, the First Lady of Ogun State, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, has called for stronger collective actions to end gender-based violence as the people join the global community to mark the 2025 edition of the 16 Days of Activism.
I call on all stakeholders within and outside government to join us in this fight to ensure that not only are the issues of sexual assault, rape, and abuse reported to the appropriate quarters, but that offenders are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The global theme for this year focuses on digital violence against women. We must continue to enforce laws that protect every woman and girl online.
No matter what we say and what we do, if people in the community see offenders are getting away scot-free, then there is no disincentive for them to also perpetrate those crimes. And of course, the people that have been caught will reoffend. So we have to work very hard with our justice system to make sure that we can carry all these prosecutions to successful completion.